what did I say? Oh, yeah. So the reason why I actually decided to do this was I wanted to talk about reading because I taught at at universities, I should say, for a while teaching writing. And one of the things that I found interesting, it was academic writing. And we talked about books and, you know, write your favorite paper about one of your favorite books and stuff like that. And one of the things that I found absolutely fascinating was that a lot of students didn't read. Rather, they listened to audiobooks, but they didn't think that counted. And I was absolutely flabbergasted. Not because they were listening to audiobooks, but because they didn't think that counts. And I actually, in my own personal life, have run into a lot of people who, if I say, oh yeah, I was reading this book, and the actor was absolutely amazing who's reading this book, they're like, you're not reading a book. You're listening to it. It's completely different. Which is great. Sure, I appreciate their opinions. I think they're wrong. So, here's why. If we go back to many, many moons ago, stories were told orally for generations, for thousands and thousands of years. It's only relatively recently, like I think in the last 300-400 years, that we actually have books that are like written that people could have for themselves. Typically, when you had a book, if you had it, it was read publicly, and there was like one copy, and it would be family time, and we would, or church time, or whatever, wherever the book happened to be, and it was read, and it was a community experience. And it's only been recently that we've gotten to be very independent in our story consumption. And I find that really fascinating, because we can just plug in headphones and read an actual book, like a physical one that you open. We can read it on our Kindles. We can also just binge watch Netflix by ourselves. Yes, those are stories, guys. That is technically engaging the world of stories, which in my opinion is actually reading to a certain degree, because you are engaging a story that is crafted. So when I think about audiobooks, I think, you know, it's like when my mom read books to me when I was a kid. I cannot tell you how many books she read to me that shaped who I am. And I do actually read them myself now, but I also kind of miss the days when she would sit down and read them to me with accents and stuff like that. And there wasn't anything wrong with that, you know? And audiobooks just bring back that nostalgia, and also just bring back the history of oral tradition. So if you're here and you don't read books because you listen to them on audiobooks, welcome, friend. So do I. And the reason why you're sitting right there is because you are sitting in the spot where I keep my audiobooks going, or my TV show, while I'm cooking. And I listen while I cook. I only really watch something that I already know is gonna happen, and I just listen to the story while I'm cooking. Ooh, it looks like it's done. So it's very exciting. Welcome to my channel. Whether you read stories, whether you listen to stories, whether someone has been chained to your bedroom so that they will constantly read you stories, which, you know, is awesome, / let them go. It's okay. You can have Audible instead. Or if you like TV shows because the stories are good, because some of them are, welcome. We're talking about stories. We're not just talking about books. And I hope you feel comfortable here. Share your thoughts, like, subscribe. I'm gonna eat my dinner. Nothing has happened so far that's disastrous. I'm gonna knock on wood. I do this to myself. I will see you later.